Hey everybody, and welcome to another Yin 10. Today we'll be moving through a posture that works the lower back and also helps open up the hips, both internally and externally. So when you're ready, So if you're comfortable coming to your belly, go ahead and go there. An alternative that you could experiment with is a pillow or a blanket positioned just beneath the pelvis, just to the base of the pelvis, so that your belly kind of hangs off of the floor. And you can come all the way down, or you can stay lifted to your forearms, which is where we'll eventually land. Now, if this is too much, child's pose is your alternative posture here. So whichever pose you'd like to come into. And just have some props handy if you know that you like to utilize props. And then when you're ready, we're just going to begin to push up onto the forearms. So coming up, sliding the elbows in, about as wide as the shoulders, maybe slightly wider or more narrow. And then you can inch the elbows forward to kind of alleviate any unnecessary pressure you're feeling in the low back. So you want to feel something, but not too much of anything. And just let the low back start to curve as the belly starts to sink. Now, if your belly is suspended, this might be a little intense for you, just letting everything hang, especially if you are pregnant and that's why you're modifying. You can always tuck an additional pillow behind the forearms to lessen the intensity or just to give you a soft place to land. And you can stay in your Sphinx pose, just keeping everything neutral if you'd like. Otherwise, we're going to add into this our half frog position. So you're going to start to bend the right knee. You're going to slide the inner leg up the side of the mat or your space and just kind of let that inner leg sink down toward the floor. You can hike it up as high or low as you'd like to. And just breathing here, continuing to just let the belly sink toward the earth, let the shoulders shrug toward the ears. You can always incorporate a prop in front of you to relax the head onto. And just focus on the quality of your breath here, really drawing in deep, long inhales and releasing out deep, complete exhales. Notice how those deep breaths start to soothe any anxious beating of the heart. Any thoughts or concerns start to just quiet down. They may not leave completely, but they start to move into the background. And your breath takes up all of the foreground, allowing you to just be present. If you have a prop under your head, go ahead and remove it. And we're going to slide the elbows back, coming back down to the belly. And from here, we're going to begin to make our way up into sort of like a tabletop position. You're going to scoot the left knee in just a bit. And then we're going to slide this right leg all the way across like we're going to pigeon pose, but keep going. So it might help to curl the left toes under to lift the left knee so you can get the right leg through as far as it wants to go. And then just come down to the outer hip. Well, you can stay upright here. Again, if you're not comfortable twisting this deep or going down to the belly, you can just stay lifted and open out more to the left. If you want an alternative to go deeper, you can start to rotate the spine toward the earth and then lower your way forward toward the floor. And you can pause on your forearms like we did in Sphinx Pose. I like to keep my left toes curled under so I can kind of push forward and back and massage the outer hip. You play around with this, find your place here, create as much heaviness as you are craving. This feels good for you. And just focus on creating the space for the breath. So everything else, the things that don't matter to this moment, can quiet down. And let's just take one more breath here. We'll begin to lift back up and make our way back to the belly or into child's pose. If you just stayed in child's pose the last time, you can do that again here, or if you want to, you could come into your melted heart position. Again, if you're avoiding the belly, that's a good alternative. When you're ready, we'll make our way into either that child's or your melted heart or your Sphinx pose again. And then this time, we're going to begin to slide the inner left leg up the side of the mat. And just coming into your half frog. This side might feel a little different for you, like it does for me. You can always make adjustments. And then let everything grow heavy as the breath moves deeper. And we'll take one final breath here. And then you can start to move your way back down if you're lifted. And we'll begin to press up like we're going into our table. And we're just going to begin to slide that left leg across and all the way through. So you may have to make space so you can thread it all the way over. The knee can stay as bent as it needs to. And you'll start to square your chest forward, maybe not as much. If you need a little less of a twist, stay more open. And then you can lower down when you're ready, sinking into that stretch for the outer hip. Directing your breath into those pockets of sensation. Final breath here. And we'll slowly begin to release. And this time just coming to a comfortable seat. Closing the eyes, just feeling that sensation as it settles. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.